What is up, guys? We are here with another Overprime video, and we are going over the Morigesh. She is a new melee caster. Well, melee close range caster. I'll say close range caster. She kind of fits the role of the mage assassin. She's a very high damage caster with a lot of movement speed. And every ability hits like a truck. Literally every single one she has when you're full build just hits extremely hard. She has high damage at the cost of being in close range, so you can pretty much outrange her with any character. But yeah, this is going to be a guide basically kind of talking about how to play her. These guides, I think I'm going to shorten them to be like 10-ish minutes if I can. I'm not going to talk too much about the in-depths of her entirely, but I will go over the basics as well as how I like to play her basically. And I'll probably, like I said, if you want to see some gameplay, you can just look at my channel. I mean, I probably have like a couple of videos of her already, so by the time of this guide. So yeah, let's get right into it. So talking about Morigesh, she is, like I said, a close range caster. So obviously she has her basic attack, right? Standard, very slow, very low attack speed though. She has some of the lowest attack speed in the game, I think, at base. At like level 1, she literally has 0.8, which is pretty low. Most casters I think have 0.9. There are some that have 0.8, but she just has a very slow auto attack speed, and I can feel it honestly. Like that's pretty detrimental for me. But yeah. But yeah, so her first ability is going to be, the first one you're probably gonna get is gonna be Soul Collection. So Soul Collection deals 96 damage to selected hero and turns them into a doll. So you right click. It's an auto lock on, so I would recommend putting it on Instacast. If you go here, this is kind of my layout for her. The only thing I don't have Instacast is her Bug Bomb because I cannot aim it. But yep, you right click and you just basically siphon the soul out of whoever you want. So it does 96 damage at base. This is pretty high for an ability on a 3.5 second cooldown. So it turns them into a doll. The doll remains until a new hero is selected. The caster of the selected hero dies, or the caster of the new selected hero dies. So if you die, the doll goes away. Like you can see the little training dummy in my pocket that you put down there. See right there. It's kind of cute. But yep, that is kind of like the bread and butter of her entire kit, is just siphoning them and then using her ultimate, which we'll go over. Like I said, this is gonna be the ability that you get first. This won't probably, at the time of this video, most likely will not be the video or the ability you max first, depending on how you like to play. And I will tell you why, but going on to her next ability that you're probably going to get is going to be her Horde. So her Horde turns into a horde of insects that increase movement speed by 30% and decrease the damage taken by 22%. So actually, let me max level this. You can see max level damage for each ability. So max damage for this is 7. Max, what is it? Max defense for this is going to be 30%. I don't know if the actual damage went up by maxing it. Let me check again. I didn't see it. So it did. So yeah, maxing it will give you the most damage as well as the most defense, which is going to be 32% or 30%, and then you get a 42% increase of movement speed. Your health regen goes up from like 6 to 32, which is massive. And then you also slow people by 42% for 2.8 seconds. So once you get on someone, it's pretty hard to get away from her. Not that it matters; she's already one-shotting you. So yeah, it stacks up to 5 times. So basically, it doesn't work on a single target multiple times. So you running at someone and then trying to run at them again won't see, it doesn't stack, right? But if there was a line of minions, I can run through all of them and it will stack up to 5. So this ability does hit really hard. You can pretty much instant clear wave with this late game super easily. Not that you should, because your mana cost, as you can see, is extremely high. I mean, it is absurdly high. Some of the highest cost for a character that I've seen. But this ability is actually going to be the way that you can sustain in lane at level 9. When you if you max this ability first, you will be regenerating 32 HP, but it stacks up to 5. So it'll be about 165 regen with your base regen combined. I mean, it is absolutely massive. I mean, 165 HP coming back to you for 3 seconds is disgustingly huge. So yes, I say max this ability first before you max your right click. Base damage for it is technically lower, but the amount of HP you get back and your right click being on such a short cooldown, it's going to be the second ability you're maxing. So max your dash first as the time of this video. Maybe they'll nerf it or something, but right now it's just the way you sustain in lane, and honestly probably the only way you can fight a caster, because you're going to get outranged and out poked anyways. The next ability we're going to talk about is going to be her Bug Bomb. So her Bug Bomb is a DOT ability that hits 4 times, the initial hit, and then 3 more times. This does slow them by 36% for each time the damage is dealt. I believe you can cleanse it off of you, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure. I think it counts as a debuff, but yep. Oh, they only get slowed if they have the Sultan on them. So if you right click them and then do this, they get slowed by 36%. But anyone who's in the DOT takes, 86 damage. So, yep. pretty massive damage ability. Like I said, it's doing 86 per tick. This is actually higher than your dash damage and on a shorter cooldown, but it does take quite a bit of mana. It is on a shorter cooldown, like I said. It is harder to hit, but it is a strong ability. Like you're just gonna use this in your combo when you like basically you're gonna right click and run forward and throw it down at the same time. You're gonna want to hit them with the dash as well, by the way. So when you use Horde, you're gonna want to run into your enemy like every single time. Don't just sit here and just like try to kite them like this or this. Don't do this. That is not the way you play here. Literally do this, right click, run into them, get the damage, and then you're gonna press your ultimate, which will go over. But yep, like I said, your bug bomb is just an AoE damage basically. Just throw it down whenever you feel like. Probably late game you want to kind of conserve your mana. I feel like saving it for your right click might be a little bit smarter. Like not just randomly throwing the bug bomb. I'd probably keep bug bomb for like a slow on like a tank or someone diving you, but for the most part I think you'll be okay because your Horde is insanely OP when it comes to damage decrease taken by 30%. I hope they remove that, by the way. I think that's dumb. Everything else in their kit seems fine to me, but that is just 30% damage the decrease taken is insane. Tanks deserve that, not her. But anyways, let's talk about her last ability, her Hex Doll. So we got a right click, got her dash, and we got her bug bomb. It's pretty much already how you play her. And then you have your your ult. So your ult, obviously, like I said, when you mark the target, they'll go in your pocket. Whoever you have marked last, you can press anywhere. This is a global ultimate. You can press anywhere, and you can basically just execute them. Now, I don't think this ability can one-shot unless you stack buffs together like Boots and Mathematicians. It can do over 2,000 damage, but with shields and HP and stuff, you're probably not going to be able to kill them with just that alone. But if you're fighting someone and you literally just, at the end of the game, right-click and then ult, that's pretty much guaranteed death. Now, you don't need to do that. You can literally just right-click, do this, and they're dead anyways. If they didn't die, you just right-click again. But yeah. Her ultimate is insane. I mean, it's insanely OP. It's pretty much the like the guaranteed kill button. You do have a stacking system in the ultimate. So she summons a giant swarm of insects that resemble Morigesh and deals 351 damage based on 185% scaling to the hero with soul collection. In addition, 1 soul is added to the vessel when killing an enemy hero with Hex Doll. Each soul increases magical vamp by 3%, skill damage by 4%, and movement speed by 9. So I'm not sure about the skill damage. I'm pretty sure it's the base skill damage and not the actual magical power. So it's not actually as crazy as it sounds, if that's how it works. I don't know. I haven't like looked and tested it, but she does get movement speed by 9, which isn't really that a lot. Like, it's not a lot. It stacks up to 5 though. 9 times 5, you get like what, like freaking, I can't math, 45 movement speed. I don't think that's a lot in this game, considering you have like over 1,000. You're gonna get like what, like 800 movement speed. It's not gonna be massive, but it does help. But the magical vamp here on this ability is what really interests me, because you can stack this with Archon Gospel and get an absolute asinine amount of magical vamp. I think it's, to my knowledge, 45%, which is huge because it stacks up to 5 times. So you do get increased damage for last hitting with your ultimate. So that's kind of like the play style. You want to make sure that you're stacking this to 5 as early as possible to get the biggest advantage. You're going to heal more, you're going to be faster, and you're going to do more damage to the enemy. So definitely focus on early game stacking this passive whenever you can, even if it costs you your life sometimes. Just literally make sure you're getting this last hit in the middle of a fight against your target. Now, obviously, if you can't do it without dying, then don't. It does take a little bit of time, and it can be interrupted, so you can get stunned out of it, but that's pretty much it. I mean, Morigesh, like I said, she's just a melee assassin. I'm going to give you some tips for her. So, and then I'm going to go into a build. I won't go to the website this time. I think I'm just going to use the in-game tools, considering we have Karma and stuff. But, like I said, her kit generally is played at close range. If you're playing her like this, right, and you're just like using this to kite around, this is not how you play her. Literally, you want to run into your opponent. I mean, you literally want to run straight at them and do damage. You can back up after you hit them, but you have to hit them with this dash. It does so much damage. You're going to insta-kill them with this. Just don't be afraid. I mean, you take 30% less damage. The second someone's in front of you and shooting you, just run towards them and do this. You're going to throw your bug bomb if you want. Here, you're going to do this. But absolutely need to take advantage of that dash. So, some tips for her. 1, like I said, max your Horde ability. Someone told me about this. I literally didn't think so. Milk Tea, I believe. I doubted completely. I was like, there's no way that it's going to be better than 3.5 second cooldown. The regen you get on this ability, as of the time of this recording, is insane. You do get damage decrease taken, but early on you don't have a lot of CDR taking advantage of it, but it's really the health regen. If you get low, or if you're getting hit as you run into the wave, when you hit all 5 of those minions, if you're going for an engage, make sure to just run into the wave and then hit them. And sometimes just running into the wave is just better. But remember, since you're maxing this ability, you kind of have to hit them with this ability. So if you don't think you can get close enough to hit them with this, and you think that the healing isn't going to save you enough, you might want to max your right click instead. But if you really think that you can get on them, or if you just believe that you can outtrade them with the health regen you're getting, then max this, because this healing is pretty nutty. You max this ability at level 9. It goes up to 166 healing. It's not vamp, so it doesn't stack with lifesteal. It does stack with Treya's ban, but it does not stack with lifesteal. So if you want, like I said, to increase your healing tenfold, then literally max this ability first. The second ability you're going to max is always going to be the right click. Like I said, always max this. And then your bug bomb is going to be the last ability you max. It's strong, but not as strong as the other two. The other two do way more for you. And then, like I said, whenever you have a chance to, make sure you last hit with your ultimate. A key tip, like I could say, when you're fighting casters, just make sure, in my opinion, the way I fight casters is all melee assassins is just auto the wave. Never use your abilities on the wave. Don't throw your bug bomb at the wave. You know, don't run into the wave unless you need to heal. You can't even use your right click on minions anyways. You can only use it on heroes, but literally, and then the second they're in range of you, or the second you think you have an opportunity, try to dash at them and hit them and literally just barrage them. Do not stop. Once you go in, you virtually cannot get out without blink. So don't let them get away. Like literally the second you decide to engage, commit. If you get scared, you're gonna lose. Like if you just like, you're like this and you're like, oh no, I gotta run away, like don't. You literally have to fight for your life at that point. She's a melee assassin. She can't really disengage as well as others, so just literally run at your opponent. Don't be afraid. Also, try your best at level 1 to get a kill. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit hard, but if you can get that level 1 kill, you get a massive advantage. She is a melee assassin. She does do a little bit more consistent damage than other people at level 1, it seems like, but she does have a slower swing speed, so it's kind of hard to auto trade. But if you get that level 1 advantage, you can snowball so hard with this character. Now, you will be getting ganked a lot from good junglers. They will gank the hell out of you, so you probably won't be doing too well regardless in good matches. Good level players won't let her prosper. I've been camped like crazy before. Like, I mean off cooldown as this character. She does not have a proper escape. Late game, she can zoom around a lot faster with full CDR, but early game, she's just so... Don't let her get online. I mean, if you're fighting her, do not let her get online. That's another tip against her, by the way. Just gank the hell out of her. Another tip against her is also build anti-heal. The only reason these Morigeshes are as unkillable, aside from the damage decrease taken, is just her healing. It's massive if you're jumping her with multiple people. It's honestly worse, or if you're near a wave, it's worse for you, because she's just going to run through the wave and absolutely heal all the damage back. So make sure you're building anti-heal as soon as possible to completely counter her. I mean, it's necessary. I mean, I did it when I was playing like Xena. Like, you absolutely need to build anti-heal. No question whatsoever. Also, another tip against her, cleanses do take away her mark. So if you build a cleanse item, or if your support's near you, or if you buy purge, you can just, the second you see her ultimate going off, press the purge button. It completely cleanses it off of you, even if she's mid-animation. So like literally, as she's about to stab the doll, if you press it anytime before her doll is stabbed, and you cleanse it, it literally does not go through. So if you guys have a cleanse, then Morigesh will have to find you again and remark you to do it. So like I said, if you want to counter her, build cleanse or purge, or build a cleanse in general, and also anti-heal. Those two things are her biggest weaknesses, as well as just overly being aggressive in the early game, because the later the game goes, the stronger she's going to get. And also make sure she's not getting her stacks. Like, try her best to interrupt her ultimate as best as you can. Just thwart her in all her efforts, because those stacks are going to stack up and be really powerful for her. All right, that's pretty much it. I don't want the video to go too long, so we're going to talk about the build real quick. So I always say this item, I think, is the most broken caster item in the game, regardless of who you play, really. This gives you 50 power early game if you just hit a couple of autos and 2 abilities. Literally 3 autos and 2 abilities gives you 50 extra power, gives you 25% magical defense shred, and it gives you 10 pen, which adds to your power, basically, early game especially, and 10% CDR. I think this item is absolutely broken. It's really cheap. If you guys are not building on every caster, try it out, see if you like it. Some casters don't synergize as well with this, but like, especially melee casters, I think every single one should build this first. Morigesh can't insta-stack this item, unfortunately, but her short cooldowns do easily let her get to 110 power. By the time you get this item, I think it takes 2 marks, 2 bug bombs, and a dash to kill somebody, depending on if you max the dash. So if you max the dash, it might take like 3 bug bomb or marks instead, but you'll be healing a lot more. So it really just depends on what you want. But grab this item first, stack it. Like, so if I'm fighting and I don't have a wave near me, well, I guess it wouldn't matter. It only stacks on people. So what I would recommend is when you build this item first, this is like level 9 gameplay, you're going to mark, dash, bug bomb, right? And then you're going to mark, then you're gonna mark. Wait, actually, that insta stack. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I think it was already stacked. Let me wait for this thing to go away because I don't think it's correct.
Here you are.
Okay, yeah. So then you do this, and then you when you auto, you get it stacked. So yeah, you can actually just keep stacking. I forgot with your autos, and then you will. So I think you're gonna have to throw a second bug bomb down though at level 9, but make sure you have the 5 stack in the bottom left corner. This will guarantee a kill 100% of the time, as long as you don't cleanse or heal or purge it or whatever. This will 100% guarantee a kill. This item is such a ginormous spike for you for power, pen, and cooldown. Literally grab this item, and at level 9 or 10ish, whenever you get it, just run at your opponent, try your best to hit every single ability, and you should kill them. Like I said, make sure you're stacked to 5 before you use your ultimate. So once you have enough, literally press your ult, and boom, 110 power. It should be quite a bit of damage. They have like, I think 1300 HP at this time, so you're gonna easily destroy them, at least as long as they don't outrange you. Like obviously if they're spacing, then you're gonna sit in your tower. So like I said, that's another tip, by the way. Like auto the wave down. Honestly, hold the wave if you can to pull them closer to your tower, but do not overextend. Don't let them poke you out. You do have ranged autos unlike other mage assassins, which is your benefit, but like I said, slow swing speed. You're just gonna get poked out, so just stay under your tower pretty much and just farm, wait for ganks, advance when you can. If you don't get the level 1 kill, I mean. Now if you do get the level 1 kill, play as aggressive as possible. If you don't, play a little safer. The casters are gonna completely outrange you. Anyways, next item is gonna be the Cultist Blow. The reason why you build Cultist Blow second is because you get 50% extra damage dealt when you're close, which you're always gonna be close with Morigesh when you're going all in. But even ignoring this passive, you're literally getting 300 extra HP. This does help you survive massively in the early game, especially with the next item you build. And then you get 15 pen, which is basically equivalent to like probably like 20 power, 25 power, essentially. It might be a little more or less depending on what they're building, but against squishies specifically, early game getting this pen, 10 pen, 25 pen is absolutely massive. So build this second always. Unless you're losing, I might recommend this, but generally you'll build that second. Third, you're going to build Fruit of Greed. So why do you build Fruit of Greed third? Well, you get 30 pen from this item when you're standing next to somebody. You do get 50 magical defense when you're standing next to somebody. If you're not close to them, you'll get 40. So the range is pretty generous. Like, look, pretty generous range if you can look on the bottom there. You're getting an extra 10 magical. See from that far distance. If you stand literally, basically, almost auto attack range, a little closer, right? There. Literally, all you have to be is this close, and then you'll get 10 extra defense and 15 extra pen, which will add to your power. On top of that, this, since you're a mage assassin, you're doing way more base damage than other casters, will make you to snowball other casters. If they build this, they have way low damage in comparison to you, but if you build this, you get, what, 650 HP, and you get 40 magical. Even if they have nullification, this will help you stay alive massively, especially if there's like a Countess or a Shinbi or a Phase or something in lane. You will easily be able to survive a lot of their kit if they don't have this item and you do. With all the pen that you have here, even lacking the power, trust me, I do this all the time. It is absolutely amazing. It feels really good. As long as you're not like obviously feeding or getting far behind, building this third will really help you. So I highly recommend, if you're a melee assassin or if you're a melee caster or whatever you are, close range caster, just build this item. It is so good. Again, as of the recording of this video, I don't know if the item has changed or whatever, but next item you're going to build is going to be the Lifesteal if you want to survive more, a Bunny if you want to try to one-shot easier. I recommend just going Gospel. I feel like your base damage at this point is really high. This will literally keep you alive and help you snowball even faster by healing off of like multiple people. So if you're getting jumped and you build this fourth, you're going to heal like crazy already. So build this fourth, in my opinion. If you want to, you can build it fifth. It doesn't really matter, but I think this is better for snowballing. And then fifth, you're obviously going to go Bunny. And yeah, and then that's, you know, just 30% extra power. So, oh, and this item, running into the wave will stack this. So if you can run into a wave, you can actually stack this and then get it. Oh, I also recommend throwing your bug bomb on as many people as you can after marking beforehand, so you can get the stacks up earlier. Now it doesn't stack per dot, but if you hit multiple people with the bug bomb, it'll instant stack. So if you hit 3 people, it'll stack up to 3. You do have a generous amount of time, and if you just keep right clicking, you'll literally get the stacks up. So like I said, you're getting 30% magical vamp plus your stacks if you already have any. Once you max it, it's 15%. 45% magical vamp is going to be absolutely amazing. Like I said, anti-heal is a must on her. Build this healing. It's going to heal you a lot. Rampaging Toto for 30% magical. And then your last item is up for debate. Like, I like to go Mathematicians. I'm thinking she doesn't need as much CDR as other melee assassins or like casters or anything. I'm starting to think I want to go Echidna's Trick because she has some of the highest mana cost in the entire game. I'm talking about 145 is massive on her dash. 95 on a right click and 100 on Bug Bomb is just insane. So you do run out of mana literally every single fight. You're never going to have mana in every single fight. I honestly think Echidna's Trick last item or even Flare's ID might be a must. I think Echidna's Trick is obviously going to give you way more. So, but if you want to survive, Flare's ID is not bad. But if you want to just go for damage, Gloves or Mathematicians, whichever one you think is better. Mathematicians does give you more healing and a little bit more power, but Gloves is more consistent if you can get the solid autos off. It will give you more damage, but like I said, if you want a little bit more healing and the passive of your right click and your ult, I think Gloves is overkill personally, and honestly I think Mathematicians is overkill. So whichever one you prefer, by all means. I honestly think you don't even need 30% CDR on this character. So like I said, I always just build Mathematicians, but if you really want to build this, because you will get more abilities off, which equals more damage. Although in fights, another thing is pretty much never attack the tanks unless they're by themselves. Always go for the squishes. If you're in a team fight, run right past the enemy team with your dash, run right up to the ADC or the mage and insta-kill them. There's zero reason why you should be sitting there poking tanks. I see a lot of Morigesh doing that. Completely ignore the tanks. They're not going to kill you. Just run right past them. Even like kill the assassin, kill the ADC, kill the mage. Do not go for tanky targets. Your goal is to kill squishies. Literally just insta-kill them. You kill them in like 2 hits. So you can completely end a fight by yourself if you just kill those people. And then all that's left is the tanks. So like I said, that's how Countess, Shimby, Phase, all them work. Always do that in every single fight. Go for the squishies. So, like I said, you can build whatever you want. Like I said, Mathematicians, Echidna's Trick, whatever you want. But there you go. That is full build. I'll show you a little showcase on the test dummy. Right click, dash, Bug Bomb, ult. Pretty massive damage, like I said. I think this is with like lower power items as well. Obviously, this is the test dummy, but you'll still one-shot ADCs. Pretty much any build you conjure with her. Just make sure you're starting the triple pen. I think anything after this, aside, obviously money, these 4 items I think are must-haves in my opinion. Anything else you want is up to you. If you want to survive more, if you want bigger damage, whatever you want, anything works. But like I said, these are the core 4 items as of the time of the recording of this video. But her identity is literally melee range, hit your dash, right click, always hit your dash, literally this, and ult. She's really fun. I like her. Like I said, she does have counters. Pretty heavy counters too. I don't think she's as snowbally as Shinbi in survivability, but she does get a lot more damage off because she don't have to aim anything. So, and her damage ramps up really quickly, especially with her passive. So she does do quite a bit of damage. But she's really fun. I like her. So I hope you guys enjoyed the guide. That's pretty much it. Let me know any tips you recommend for her. Like I said, she is the pure character mage of aggression. Super fast, super fun. I like her a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy her too. And I hope this guide helped you figure out some things as well as building and playstyles. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.